Ladies and gentlemen, take heed lest any man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, that is Jesus' name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. So if any man shall say to you, look, here is Christ, or he's over there, don't believe him. For false Christs and false prophets shall rise, and shall show signs and wonders, to seduce, if it were possible, even the elect. But in those days after that tribulation, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars of heaven shall fall, and the powers that are in heaven shall be shaken. And then all shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory. Basically, what I just read to you is really simple. Don't depend on nobody to tell you, hey, there's the Christ. Nope. Everybody'll see him when he comes. So you don't need to hear somebody else tell you that. Just like you don't need somebody else to tell you who God is. Once you've heard about him, you can know him for yourself. All you got to do is ask him, God, who are you? It's that simple. Let's get into this. So I got an interesting scenario for you guys. Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. What would happen if she matched up in live action with Angie True's Faora Ul, right? We all know Faora Ul from Man of Steel. Here's a nice image of Man of Steel here. And in Man of Steel, Michael Shannon's General Zod and Faora Ul, his second lieutenant, faced up against Henry Cavill's Superman in that movie. It was pretty memorable, actually. And all of this happened in one day. It took one day for all of this stuff to go down. It was pretty awesome. Here's General Zod right here again. These are all hot toy figures, which are pretty dope. By the way, if you look at General Zod and also you look at Superman, you'll see that they're much taller than the Dark Knight figures, because the Dark Knight characters were actually smaller people than these two. It's really crazy, but it's really true. So here we have General Zod with all his gear. There's his alien gear there that you can put over his head, and all his different hands. He's all geared up there. Here he is with all his gear off. Okay, I don't know why his boots are red, but other than that, it's pretty cool. Hot Toys really doing a lot of detail on that figure. Lots and lots of detail. We got action figures from Hot Toy with Superman and General Zod. We got Superman in his Kryptonian outfit, you know, the black suit. But when it comes to Faora Ul, on the other hand, I can't get one single Hot Toys action figure with that. Instead, I got DC Collectibles, and they got the images of the statues, that is, of, you know, all the characters, main characters in Man of Steel. And by the way, we got, you know, Zor-El here. We got General Zod. We got Faora Ul. We don't got Zor-El's wife. You know, like I said before, there's some kind of bias here in Hollywood and just in the industry, period, towards women. Because Faora Ul, as badass as she was, there's no Hot Toys action figure for her. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, in the comment section below, but I don't think Hot Toys has any action figure for her at all. Period. They got tons of action figures for General Zod and all his accoutrements and stuff. They got 2 sets of Superman, you know, but no Faora Ul action figure. I think there is an action figure out there, but it's not by Hot Toys. It's interesting, isn't it? Here's the DC Collectibles, as I said before, statue of Faora Ul. I'm just making note of that, you know. Now, yeah, suppose Faora Ul matched up against Wonder Woman. You know what I mean? Here's Faora Ul in action here, leaping very high up into the air. Here she is, as she was facing the General of Earth, sort of curious at him and just kind of laughing at him when he tried to shoot with his puny little weapons. Here she is using super speed to just take out a whole bunch of soldiers. You know, that's her attributes. When we look at Wonder Woman, you know, we see that she can take on soldiers too. She didn't have super speed there. I guess she was learning her powers or whatever. But she can really fight, right? So there she is. She cannot just take firepower like Faora Ul, so she has to have armor. Okay. And to me, this is very interesting because when we think about this matchup, we don't really particularly think about these are two people with like godlike powers and godlike skills, right? Faora Ul. But actually, Wonder Woman, and by the way, with Wonder Woman, they've now touched her up so she looks much more like Gal Gadot. She did come out last year, but they made adjustments to Batman with people's complaints, but they didn't make much adjustments to Wonder Woman, even though they said that Wonder Woman, the figure that we saw, didn't really look like Wonder Woman. And it looks much more like Gal Gadot, but still, at the same time, they still have to do some touching up on her. But they're trying. They're really trying, but still, so much later than Batman and Superman, you know? It's like the promotion promotes Batman and Superman, Batman and Superman. Wonder Woman's like, oh, she's like an afterthought, you know? I think about it. Just thinking about women in Hollywood. It's really like that, unfortunately. I mean, Harley Quinn was a big seller for Suicide Squad, but I'm gonna get to Suicide Squad in a minute, and a character that's been neglected completely. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. So yeah, there's the Hot Toys figure of Wonder Woman, but in the comics, Wonder Woman has clashed against Faora Ul, okay? In the March 2014 issue of Superman, Wonder Woman against Superman is first, then Wonder Woman second. It's all good. I get it. I understand. You know, Wonder Woman is the one that kicks ass much more than Superman does. Here you have Superman and Wonder Woman clashing up against General Zod and Faora Ul. This is after Man of Steel movie. And in that, Wonder Woman's just taking on everybody. Like, she knocks General Zod back when he tries to use the heat vision. She just blocks it, deflects it back on him. You know, she beats up Faora Ul, slashing her, cutting her face. You know, she's kicking butt, okay? She's kicking butt. And again, Superman is the one getting beaten up by General Zod, and she's just like handling everybody. She throws Faora Ul away. So Faora Ul is not that much of a match for her in terms of combat skills, but she does have some skills in terms of, again, remember Wonder Woman has super speed as well. I don't know if she's as quick as Faora Ul. I would assume so. So she's got the super speed and all of that stuff going on there. This clearly looks like Wonder Woman's sword here, so I'm not quite sure. That's Wonder Woman's shield, so I'm not too sure if Faora Ul somehow managed to beat Wonder Woman and Superman here. But this is really cool, this cover. And this is April 2014, so it's a follow-up issue to the last issue. But what I can tell you is the two actors have actually met in a movie called Criminal. I think it was in 2015, if I'm not mistaken. Or it could have even been 2016, along with Batman v Superman, just before Batman v Superman. And Gal Gadot faced up against Angie Troop, so I thought this was very interesting for you guys to make mention of. Now, there's another extra thing I would like to talk about here. It's very intriguing. There's a number of villains numbered 1 to 6 that you see here. They're not in any particular order based on ranking. But I will ask you, of these 6 villains here, which one do you think is highest ranked to lowest ranked in the DCEU? So we have here Faora Ul, we got General Zod, Lex Luthor, Doomsday, Ichabod, and Enchantress. Of course, they seem to always forget a villain that you should put in here. And that villain, of course, is Amanda Waller. And what I was saying again about women in Hollywood, they have Suicide Squad has been featured. They got Harley Quinn, they got Enchantress, they got Diablo, Killer Croc, Captain Boomerang, that dude that got killed early in the movie, I forgot what his name is, Deadshot's there. They got no action figure, no statue, nothing of Amanda Waller. Have you guys figured that out? And she's like one of those main villains of Suicide Squad. She is a villain, by the way. Like Lex Luthor, she's a mastermind. She doesn't really trust these meta-humans. And she's kind of like Lex Luthor and how Batman was before he met Superman. She's not trustworthy, so she's building up her own team. Of course, Batman and it comes to their attention. Batman and they're like, hey, shut that down. Alright? He's trying to assemble his own team. And he's like, shut that down. Don't keep that alive. So the Suicide Squad's there. They're made up of bad guys. We got the entire Suicide Squad when it comes to villains. We even got the Joker. We got lots of Joker. All kind of Joker. But when it comes to Amanda Waller, she's nowhere to be seen in this collection of iconic characters. And she's the leader of the Suicide Squad. Isn't that something? And that's what I talk about. This kind of neglect towards female characters in these superhero movies. You know, I'm still wondering. I know there's an action figure for Black Widow, but like there's so many different Captain America figures, so many Iron Man figures. You know, we even got figures for all kinds of other characters. But when it comes to like Black Widow, she should have had her own, you know, superhero movie, or superhero movie already. You know what I mean? Yes, she's a side character, but still. But it is what it is, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm just showing you guys a point here. You know what I mean? Anyway, on that note, if you guys enjoyed this figure, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, a like, share, subscribe, and if you can, find some people who can donate to my channel. I always appreciate people who send in donations. It helps me to keep these videos going, and I'm off to work. On that note, you guys have a great one.